get my tripod together, child. Okay. Here we go. What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Tasha checking in with another video. We are live again with another review for Love Life After Lockup Season 5, Episode 15. It smells like bad decisions, y'all. If it's your first time joining me, welcome to the Redefine Me channel. Go ahead and hit that like button, the comment button, and the subscribe button. We had a good time over here. We are still on a push to reach 1K subscribers, and I want you all to be a part of the family. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button. If I had to rate this episode, and we're going to get into it. If I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 5. I don't know why. A lot of these episodes lately has only been giving me a 5. I mean, I ain't saying they ain't worth more than that, but I don't know. Lately, it's just been giving me like a 5 or 6. It ain't nothing real major happening or whatever with these couples, but we gonna get into it, and I'm gonna give you the best that I got. Okay, so let's get started. If it's your first time joining me, I do look down in my notes. I'm a note taker, the college girl in me, and so I like to take notes so I don't skip over anything. Okay, so we gonna get started. If y'all hear my pages turning, we're going to get started with the first couple, which is going to be Michael and Justina. Okay, or Justine. I don't know why I want to keep calling her Justina, but Michael and Justine. So they open up, right? They still got all the kids, you know, that Brady bunch. They got 7 kids in a hotel room, and they are saying that they are going to go out to dinner with their moms. So they're going out with their moms because they're going to tell them the decisions that they have come to move to Las Vegas. So they are deciding to take the moms out, tell them their plans and everything, like they're in high school or they're just going to college or something. And I'm like, okay. I guess you want to let the mom in on a secret. So they get to the restaurant, y'all. Michael's mom is there. Justine's mom is there. They're sitting down and they're talking to them and everything. And all of a sudden, before they get any deeper or let them know what their plans are, Michael's mother becomes a very disrespectful individual, y'all. She goes and says that she has a gift for them. Yes, she has a gift. And what is the gift? She pulls out this gift bag, and inside the gift bag is a paternity test. I was like, Michael's mother, you are really disrespectful. Now, she said she did that because her brother raised a child or had a child in the past that was not his biological child. So she does not want that to happen to Michael. And she says in during this segment that, well, if y'all don't do it, I'm going to do it one way or another. Meaning, in my opinion, and I know they have said this on past episodes, that the mom has went and tested his other children. Because Michael probably out here free balling, doing what he want to do. He's had women pregnant at the same time, the whole 9. So she's like, well, I'm just going to check and make sure that these are actually your kids and all of that, when you really not getting to the root cause of the problem, which is the fact that Mike is out here laying it all over the place, or was for that matter. So anyway, they at the restaurant, Michael was saying how he cannot believe that she would do something like that. That's disrespectful. He's like, Justine holds me down. She's the woman I want to be with. I love her, all this other stuff. Justine mom says, what are you trying to say? She's some type of hoe or some trick or something? Why would you think that this baby is not his baby? And I don't think Justine is out here cheating on Michael. I really don't. Now, I can't say what the future holds, but I don't think that she's out here cheating on Michael. I don't think Michael's cheating on her. I think they love and like each other. And so for the mom to do that was just, to me, disrespectful. Michael got mad. He threw the paternity test, y'all. They in the restaurant. The paternity test lands on the floor, and the cameraman panned over, and the person just walked around it. They was just like, ooh, somebody paternity test on the floor. So they just walked around it. What else happened with them after he threw the test on the floor? Child, nothing. I think that was it for them. That's all the notes I got from them. Basically, they was just, Michael mom trying to say, I'm going to test this baby one way or another, and that's just what it's going to be. In my opinion, I would not ever let Michael's mom watch my child, because I feel like if she watched that baby when it come out, she going to be over there swabbing, telling some, hold on, hold still, little baby, and that. you're not doing that to my child. I would not let her watch my child when it comes out, because she's definitely going to swab that baby, you know. So they got to have something, because they're kind of boring to me. And I think this was the only thing they could come up with. Michael's mom brought out this paternity thing before, and this is like the third time she's talking about it. So it's like, Michael's mother, what are you trying to gain from this? Especially since you used to kick it with Justine. So now it's making me feel like you are one of those boy moms that think nobody is good enough for their son. And so now she's sitting up here making it seem like Justine is a problem after you're the one who used to kick it with her. You probably introduced her to Michael and the whole nine. So, like, I don't get it. So Michael's mom is totally disrespectful. I know Michael, you know, respects his mom, and he kept it under wraps at the restaurant because they was out in public, but he really was just annoyed and irritated about what she did. So anyway, that was Michael and Justina. Nothing else happened with them. Moving on to the next couple, which is going to be Key Rock and Brittany. Key Rock is going on a job interview. Okay, when he was in jail, he got certified for HVAC, and he said he also got certified in plumbing, and so he's good with his hands and he has some skills. While he was in prison, the prison referred him to a organization that will possibly help him get a job. Pause. I absolutely love this part of Key Rock's segment, because I feel that more prison systems should do this to a lot of the inmates that come out. They should give them some type of they should really reacclimate them to society. They should put them on the straight path. They should have them set them up with job interviews, set them up with housing, just set them up so that they can really be a productive citizen. Not just give them some money to get on the bus and turn them over into their old neighborhoods, and then they end up going back to the same crime and then be back in jail. So he was talking to the guy, the owner of the company. The owner of the company asked for his ID. And of course, the ID probably said that, you know, it was a female on the ID. The man didn't make a big deal out of it, and he continued on with the interview. They said because of the interview, they're excited to have him and they want to offer him the job. So Key Rock ended up getting a job. So Key Rock has a job. He's excited, and that's good for him. After the interview, we cut over to him being in a gym. He was doing boxing and sidebar, y'all. I'm telling y'all, the beginning of the year, I think I'm gonna get back into some boxing classes too, because I took kickboxing and I really, really enjoy kickboxing. And I did not enjoy the first 15 minutes, which is what they call the HIIT training. So they do like this extreme warm-up workout. I didn't enjoy that part. But I did enjoy the kickboxing part when it came to the kicking and the punching and all that. So that's something, excuse me. I just ate, y'all, and I think I burped a little bit. My bad. So that is something that I want to get back into, and he was doing that. The person he was sparring with, he was just talking to him about how his brother was supposed to be there with them boxing and everything, and the brother normally always shows up, and he hasn't showed up, which gives him a little pause. He suspects that his brother is back using drugs. We then pan over to the mom. Key Rock pulls up after boxing. She's sitting on the porch, and she's like, hey, you know, have you heard from your brother? He's like, no. And she's like, well, it's been 3 days. And so she said she's going to call him. She called him. There was no answer. The mom says she is worried. And she brought out a good point. It's coming from a mom's perspective as well. You never stop worrying about your children, right? No matter how old they get, no matter where they go, no matter what happens in their life, you never stop worrying, because you are a mom, you are a parent, especially mothers. We always want to worry about our children and want the best for them and hope the best for them. But you cannot blame yourself if your child decides to go a different way. Now, unless you are a trash parent, unless you are that, then you have to be honest and blame yourself for that part that you played in the child's life. But at the end of the day, if you have raised your child the best you know how, if you have done all that you think you know how to do as a parent, because no children come with manuals, then you have to give yourself grace, forgive yourself, move on, and know that it is not your fault if your child decides to go a different path. Key Rock's mom, his mom says she know that he's not drinking. She said because she is a wine drinker, and when she puts the wine in the refrigerator, it's there, the same place where she left it, so he hasn't been drinking it, so she knows that. Key Rock says he thinks that he's back on drugs. The mom feels really sad when she hears that. She says she feels like that she has failed. And what else? She said, Key Roxy says, why didn't you tell me he was getting high when I was locked up? She said, I was afraid you was going to revert back to going in the hole once you heard the news. And so I did not want to do that to you. So I left that part out. She said, Desmond has been getting high for 5 years at this point. And he's been in and out of programs, in and out of rehab, things of that nature. And nothing seems to be working for him. So Key Rock says, well, let's hit him with a different approach. Let's focus on the positives of him. And hopefully that will bring him around and have him think that maybe I need to get myself under control and stop doing the drugs. That's a possibility. But in my opinion, I'm currently in school right now, and I go through a lot of classes where we talk about substance abuse, chemical addiction. And Key Rocks did bring that out where he said it is a sickness. And it is a sickness. Being on drugs, being an alcoholic is a sickness. And it's something that you have to get control of. And if you don't get control of it, then it can ruin you and possibly kill you. The only thing that can help you get control of it is that you have to be admitted into an inpatient facility where you have 24/7 therapy sessions, 24/7 monitoring by professionals, things of that nature. So it may have to be one of those things where they have to have him committed. I know they don't want to think about that or they don't want to do that, but sometimes you may have to force someone to go into a treatment facility against their will. And as the family who is concerned about them, if they sign the proper paperwork, if they get the proper authorities involved and he comes back to the house, they can have him committed and have him in there. I don't know if that's fact. That is what's based off of my schooling, what I have picked up from that. So that's all that happened with them. They're just concerned about Desmond. Hopefully Desmond will come home and he is okay. Moving on to the next couple, which is going to be Lindsay and Blaine. I'm gonna tell y'all something. They try to paint this picture of Lindsay being this wholesome old Mississippi little country homeschool wife and mother and all that. I don't buy it. Nothing has happened that has pissed Lindsay off yet. That's why we're not seeing the side that we're used to. But anyway, Lindsay and Molly are going to the basketball gym to talk and everything. Lindsay has a flashback. She says when she was in high school, she played basketball. She says she was playing it and she was really good at it. And I could see that in Lindsay. She looks like she was like one of those basketball chicks. And she says that when she was in the 10th grade, she was playing basketball while she was even pregnant and no one even knew. And she was still scoring and doing her thing. And I'm like, I don't think that's safe, but that's what she was doing. Lindsay says, talking to Molly, and she's asking her, would you like for Blaine to adopt you? She's asked her several questions. Molly is like, no, I don't want him to adopt me. And I'm just like, yeah, Molly, you have sense. Your mom doesn't. Why would you want this man to adopt your daughter that you and him are still trying to figure out what you all are? And she's up here asking her, oh, do you want him to adopt you? No, ma'am, that is not a good idea. And Molly said, no, I don't want him to adopt me. You're crazy. So they playing around. She's like, well, how would you feel if me and Blaine got married? Molly was like, whatever, it is what it is. Y'all get married. And it's like, Lindsay, what do you want her to say? What do you want her to think? I don't understand what you want this girl to feel about that. Lindsay says, which threw me, y'all, she said that she wants to adopt Blaine's son. Child, I said, why in the world do you want to adopt Blaine's son, Lindsay? You just now learning how to be a mother to your own daughter and you talking about adopting Blaine's son. But she says Blaine's mother is probably not going to have it. And then she says that CPS had took Blaine at one point, and then he was living with the grandmother at one point. So the boy has not had stability in a long time. And the last thing we need is for Lindsay to come into his life, especially since in this episode she found out that she could possibly be facing 40 years. And we're going to get to that. Lindsay says, hold on, y'all, pan down. So, we pan over to Blaine. He's with his dad. They're working on a car or whatever, and they're talking about that Lindsay wants to get married and everything, and Blaine is just like, he don't really want to do that yet. There's still some things that he needs to figure out, yada, yada, yada. Then we pan over to them going to go see the lawyer. Lindsay has to go see a lawyer because she has all these counts. She has 3 counts of indictment. In 2020, she said she got some charges, and then y'all know Scott had her locked up. Remember Scott, who she was dealing with, who she decided to go Tasmanian devil in his house, carve up his desk and everything. Yeah, that Scott, he pressed charges against her, which landed her back in jail as well. And Lindsay was like, I can't catch a break. I'm like, let me tell you something, Lindsay. Your actions have consequences. You can't be up in there carving on that man's desk, tearing up his house, doing all types of stuff, and think he was just going to turn the other cheek and look the other way because he loved you at the time. No, ma'am. He said, I'm going to show you better than I could tell you. So she got sent back to jail for that. She said she's different and she don't know why she can't get a break. I said, child, bye. We shall see if you truly are different. The lawyer ran down the list of charges that Lindsay had, y'all. Check this out. She, for a weapon, because she ended up having a weapon on her, she could get 10 years for that. A second count, she could get 10 years for that. The first count, which I guess is something different from the weapon charge, she could get 20 years for that, equaling 40 years. She could be facing 40 years, but the lawyer's like, you won't have to serve that much of the 40 years. You probably have to serve 25%, which would probably be like 10 years. And Blaine over in and shit like, dang. You gotta face that much time? I was like, Blaine, you ain't gotta rub it in her face like that. Then the lawyer says, well, I could take the case. Like, I could take the case. I can only do what I can do. Pay me $20K. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me $20K paid to you, sir, could possibly get her out of the situation, period, just because you was able to work your magic with Blaine? Come on now. So the lawyer, in my opinion, looks really dirty and dusty. He's not shaved. His ponytail all frizzy. He got bags on his eyes, look like he ain't slept in days. And I'm just like, what kind of lawyer is this? Is this how they run things in Mississippi with them type of lawyers? I said, child, a lawyer should come and present themselves professional, clean, knowledgeable, the whole nine, so that you can feel confident that, okay, this person is going to really take care of this situation. Not this lawyer. He had on a daggone striped shirt like it was his off day, and they just caught him by surprise. He was about to go to a cookout. Child, I don't know. So Lindsay, pan over to Lindsay again. She is saying she got to come up with this money, right? She got to come up with $20K so she can pay this lawyer so he can take her case so she can stay out of jail. Lindsay is meeting with her friend Six. Before that, she's walking out with Blaine, and she tells Blaine, we're not going to tell Molly yet until there's something to tell her. I'm like, Lord, if Lindsay go back to jail, child, Molly ought to just stay with her grandmother and just not even ever go back to Lindsay, because by the time Lindsay finished going in and out of jail, Molly would be somewhere in college. She keep on turning around going back and forth to jail. It's just ridiculous. So Lindsay is meeting with her friend Six, and they sitting in the car trying to tally up people that owes Lindsay money. Apparently, Lindsay used to be a madam or something back in the day because all these people used to sell drugs for her, and now they owe her money. So she making a list. She checking it twice. She going to find out who owe Lindsay money. She's sitting up and checking all this list of people on top of this person owe me $800, this person owe me $1,500, and child, her and Six trying to figure out how they're going to come up with this $20K. That she said she don't want to go back to her street ways, her old ways. And I'm like, yeah, Lindsay, go and do something criminal to get the money and then end up messing up and then end up having to go to jail anyway after you already done gave all this money to the lawyer. Child, I don't know what to say. Lindsay, you on your own, ma'am. I don't know what to tell you. You get the $20K together or you do 10 years, and that would be really sad because Molly just came back into her life and is getting settled in with living with her mom, and now she possibly might be doing the 10. But anyway, that's Lindsay and Blaine. Moving on to the next couple, y'all. Who I want to go to? Hold on, y'all. I'll find the next couple. All right, let's go to Eris and Cameron, y'all. So y'all know Eris is pregnant. Like she 8 months pregnant. Hey, Tasha. Oh, it is okay, ma'am. You are right on time. Welcome to the live. We are on Eris and Cameron as a couple. Cameron. We already know Eris is 8 months pregnant, and she is out here searching high and low, trying to find a house for her family to live in so they do not be out on the streets. Could you imagine the stress of it all? You are carrying this baby, you're tired, you're ready to drop this low, and on top of that, you gotta go find a home for y'all to live in because your convicted felon husband cannot be in a community where y'all was at. Somebody blew the whistle and snitched on that. And now he not even helping you. He up here last episode taking you to RV places. Now this episode, he up here somewhere shooting a music video in a daggone strip club. Child, I would have been pissed off as well. So when they're viewing the house, right, the house that they go to was a beautiful house. It's in the $400,000 range, and Erin said that she is a data analyst and Cameron work at a call center. Child, y'all don't make enough money to afford a $400-something house. You need to come out the clouds a little bit and try to find something a little cheaper. Tasha says that's the last thing she should be doing right at that stage. She should be relaxing, kicking those feet up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ain't nobody got time to be Cameron need to be out there pounding the pavement trying to find them a house. Child. So she looking in that price range for the house. I think it's too high. Even her friend said, let's try to find another house that stays within your budget. We pan over to Lena and Cameron. They are somewhere at a nursery looking at plants or something, I guess. And they're having a really good conversation, in my opinion. Lena is more mature than the daggone parents, y'all. She gets to a point where Cameron says he's trying to reassure Lena that he's going to take care of mom, he's going to take care of her and the baby that's coming. And he says, asks Lena, have you ever had to want for anything? Have you ever been worried about anything? And surprisingly, Lena was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, do tell, Lena. Lena said, I was worried because you took us last week to an RV, and we ain't got nowhere to live, basically. And I'm thinking you about to stuff us to live up in the RV. So, yeah, I'm a little worried. I said, high five, Lena. What else? So Cameron said they talk about, so well, that's because, when my music start popping, I'm gonna have to travel and all that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, where has Cameron music been at? Maybe I need to go on YouTube and try to find his song, because it's not on my Apple Music. I don't see it on Spotify. I don't see it on nothing. He claimed he on these streaming platforms to get monetized so he can make money and bring it into the household. But I haven't seen one song from Cameron. And on top of that, what makes Cameron different from any of these other rappers these days? Everybody, first of all, he rapping about stuff that's like early 2000-ish, like money, cars, women, all that stuff. That is so old school. First of all, nobody wants to hear about that, Cameron. And the older you get, be a mature rapper if you can. I mean, it's just crazy to me. What's going to set you aside from anybody? What else happened? Cameron, get on to that. Okay, so they finished looking at the house. We pan back to Eris. So they get in the car, her and her friend, and she's saying, I'm kind of mad at Cameron because he is shooting a video right now while I'm out here looking for these houses. Then we pan back over to Cameron. He at the strip club. He walk up on the stage. He like, yeah, we about to get it in. The producers are there, whoever's there, and they setting up for this video. Cameron's talking about it's going to be a couple of $1,000s on this video. I said, sir, you are about to be homeless right now. When you up here trying to shoot a video talking about having the money, you ain't got the money. How in the world you shooting a video about the money that you ain't got the money? I'm like, this is crazy. So, the friend hypes Eris up. And again, Eris, you were in your 8th month of pregnancy. Why are you up here running around town trying to chase this man? That'd be the last thing I would do. Her friend hyped her up, talking about some, well, do you have his location? Can you track him? Eris is like, yes. She tracks him and finds out where he's at, and they ride over to the strip club. I was like, Lord Jesus, why are you doing this, 8-month pregnant lady? So they ride over to the strip club. They get over to the strip club. Cameron, the stripper's on stage. She doing a little twerk session and all of that. Cameron is on the stage with some money on the floor near the stripper's butt and everything. And I'm just kind of like, this is a typical hood situation video. And I don't know if it's just me. I'm not really into that music at this point in my life. Maybe because I'm a little older. I don't want to hear it. The name of it was, hold on, y'all. Check a bag. Yeah, check a bag. And he said check a bag is slang for saying that you get into the money or you have the money or whatever. I said, Cameron, you need to change the name of the video to I want to get a check bag. Because you ain't got the money. You ain't getting to the money. You ain't doing none of that. He talking about something. It also means that you have money, nice clothes, cars, and all that stuff. All this materialistic stuff, child, this I guess if the generation today likes it, I don't know what to say. So Eris walk up in the strip club. She's sitting up there with her friends. I guess she said, girl, let's walk in with some shades. And they had shades on and they staring at Cameron on stage. Then all of a sudden, Eris decides to come around to the stage and stop the whole video shoot. And in my opinion, if I was a producer, I'd have been like, what is she doing? We are wasting film. Get away from the stripper and the stage and all of that. She talking about she out here trying to look for a house and he up here singing, dancing, and performing, shooting a video by big booty hoes. I said, oh, okay. So they go in the back room and Eris is like, hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I leave it. Yeah, they go in the back room. They start arguing a little bit, having a disagreement. And Eris has a valid point. We don't need to spend no thousands of dollars on a video. We need to be putting that into the house. Cameron is saying what he's doing is going into the house. No, sir. You got it messed up because you have to shoot a video. You have to get your music heard. People have to like you. People have to you have to grow an audience. It just ain't going to happen overnight. All that you're trying to do with your music is going to take time. And you all need a house right now. I'm up here on YouTube trying to push to get to 1,000 subscribers. And it's going to take time. You know what I'm saying? People, you have to warm up the people. You have to get an audience, things like that. And Cameron is disillusional if he think he going to be in jail and come out with this generation of music that we have now and think he's going to pop with them like that. It's not going to happen, Cameron. This generation is fickle. One day you're hot, one day you're not. And you got to do something that's going to grab their attention and grab it quick. And they already heard all the stuff about money, cars, hoes, and clothes and all of this. I'm just like, child. So Cameron says, well, get out of here. He's basically talking to Eris like trash, telling her, she was like, well, I'm about to leave. He's like, yeah, well, get out of here. And she's like, well, you don't have to come home. And he was like, well, I won't, or whatever. And we know that's a lie because he ain't got nowhere else to go. Then that was it with Eris and Cameron. Moving on to the next couple, which is going to be Janome and Red, y'all. Let me just take a moment. Janome is annoying. She gets on my nerves. Their whole scene got on my last nerve from a mother perspective, right? So we open up, of course, they're in the house. Tasha says yes. They're in the house. We get Red is in the house, Joy is in the house. The sister comes in with Sway. Let me tell you something. Sway is absolutely so cute. Oh, I just want to hug him. He's so cute. Oh my gosh. I ain't gonna lie. He's the cutest baby. Sway comes in and he runs in, y'all, and guess he runs to Red and guess what he does? Gives him a hug and says, Dada. I was like, I said, Dada. That means that Miss Joy has been telling him, yes, Tasha said he's so adorable, isn't he? Joy has been telling him about this man as his dad. I don't understand it. So Joy talking about, there goes Dada, and he's all hugging him and all of that and everything. He's sitting there putting together action figures for Sway. Sway says Dada. The sister's sitting over there with the resting bee face. She just like, and she is like, Red then says, Joy says, this is my sister. Red then says, nice to meet you. They didn't have a real formal introduction. The sister says, hey, whatever. She's just looking at him like, I can't believe he's actually sitting here. Like, my sister keeps making bad decisions. But anyway, so they, Red starts playing with Sway. Shannon and Joy go in the kitchen. That's her sister name. They're all talking in the kitchen. Joy is like, yeah, Red proposed. And the sister is like, The sister is like, please do not get married right away. She said, give it some time. Please do not get married right away. Give it some time, I implore you. I'm surprised her finger ain't green. Cause y'all know the ring only costs $31.99. I want to see Joy finger. I'm like, is the finger is green? Because I know you ain't still got that ring on. Because I know it was itching and everything when you got home the next day. So Shannon says, give it a few years. Don't marry him right away. Joy says in her confessionals she would hate for it not to work out because she does not want to disappoint Sway. Why then did you introduce him to this man that you barely know? Because you know it ain't going to work out. Sidebar and spoiler alert. I heard that Joy and Red not even together no more. So you got this boy up here calling him Dada and y'all ain't even together. Now the little boy's confused. He's like, well, what happened to my dad? What happened to the dude that I know? He gets a little older. That could affect him. Joy, you're not even thinking. You just thinking with your cooch downstairs and you ain't thinking with your head, and it just don't make no sense. And not only are you doing this to yourself, it'd be different if you didn't have a child, right? But you are doing this to your son, and this is going to affect him, you bozo. Like, I don't understand how you do not understand that. So Joy goes off to work. I guess Red says he's been there for a month. Red is being used as a babysitter at this point, basically. He's up there playing. All he's been doing since we've seen him for a whole month is watching Sway and playing with him, playing hide go seek, the whole nine. So Joy is like, well, I got a live-in babysitter, so that saves on child care. Red says he's been looking for work. I don't believe it. He says he's been looking for work, but why would he? Because Joy is going to bring him everything he needs. She's taking care of the shelter. She's taking care of the food. She's taking care of everything that he needs. So why would he go get a job? And he strikes me as being a little lazy. So I don't think he's looking for a job. What else happened? After that, he gets a phone call from Destiny. Destiny is Red's sister. And in the middle of playing hide go seek with Sway. Red gets on the phone. Before that, Red in his confessional said being a dad is his pride and joy. He said he's loved being a dad to Sway and all of that. And I'm like, sir, you ain't been a dad. You've been a live-in babysitter. Being a father takes time, commitment. It takes all of these things to raise a child. All you've been there is for a month. So how do you even think that you have been a dad, sir? Are you crazy? You've been a babysitter. So you should say, I have pride and joy in being a babysitter, not being a dad because you haven't been that. He gets on the phone with Destiny. Destiny is saying, well, look at you. He's saying he over there playing hide go seek with Sway. She's like, look at you being Mr. Mom and all of that, enjoying your time with Sway. But she's like, I really, want you to come home and visit. Destiny also says, a couple of your females been calling me since they knew you've been out. And I'm like, child. And Red said, oh, yeah, it's time for me to make a trip home to come visit y'all. No, it's time for you to make a trip home to go see all them women that Destiny has said that has been hitting her up about you. That's what you want to go do. Child, the producers even asked him. He says that he all about Joy, Sway, and all of this. And the producer said, but then you just had sex with Julie before you asked her to marry you. And Red says, yeah, but I ain't slept with nobody since. He like, give me a break. So anyway, we're going to see what happened with Red and Joy. In my opinion, nothing major is going on with them as of this moment. Joy is still making stupid decisions. She's now her decisions are affecting the son. And Red is going to get bored after a minute. How long Joy, you think he going to stay up in that house watching your child? He's going to get bored and he's going to want to sow his raw oats again, because Julie is not the only one. Trust and believe. Moving on to the last couple. Let me make sure that's the last couple. Lizzie Blaine. Did I get everybody? Hold on. Key Rock, Brittany, Joy and Red. Okay, last couple. It's going to be Chance and Taylor, y'all. Chance and Taylor. So Bobby and Taylor are still outside. Y'all remember last week, Bobo, we don't even know if that's real Bobo, rolled past, leaning to the side with the window half rolled down, talking about some TikTok, and all this stuff. So they still outside, and they trying to figure out what that was about. That is weird. Taylor grabs her phone. She called Chance, of course. Chance is sitting up here in the limo, leaned back like he is a broke rapper, up here talking about he checking out the vehicle so he can start hosting these parties or whatever. Child, I wouldn't let Chance drive me around in a party limo. If he was the last driver on the planet, I would go ahead and just drive my daggone self. I said, he is not, no. So Chance gets on the phone and Chance is like, well, I don't know the guy. He's trying to play it off like he don't know the guy. He talking about some, well, it could be anybody. Maybe he has the wrong person. Did he say my name? All of these excuses. And I'm thinking to myself, are you seriously not going to tell this lady that you knew the guy? She needs to go inside for her own safety and blah, blah, blah. So finally, he does say, well, maybe y'all need to go inside. And so they go inside, and Taylor not putting two and two together, knowing that Chance has lied to you on several occasions, saying, oh, well, maybe I don't know what's going on, it's kind of weird. And she just goes in the house. I'm like, Taylor, somebody please like hit Taylor upside the head with something so that the light bulb could come on, or change the light bulb. Maybe it went out in her head. I don't know what's going on. So then Chance talks to the friend after he gets off the phone with Taylor. He's telling the friend in the limo about Bobo and stuff, talking about he was a business partner. I said, business partner? Child, Chance wouldn't know business if it hit him right in the forehead. He says that business went wrong. He owes him like $1,000. The friend is like, wow. And I'm like, what is up with y'all? I said, what is up with y'all when y'all think $1,000 is a lot of money? I mean, I guess in this society, in this generation, maybe it is. I mean, I could use an extra $1,000, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a lot of money. The friend act like he said he owed the dude $10,000, $20,000 or something. So then Chance, we pan over to they back at the house. Chance laying in the bed and he's on the phone scrolling, ignoring Taylor, right? Taylor comes in there and she's asking about the dude. She's like, who was the dude that rode past the house? We stand up there, he riding back and forth. What's going on? She's trying to figure this out. Chance finally tells her that he was a guy that he knew in jail, that he did some business with, the business went wrong, and now he owes him money. Taylor's like, how much money do you owe this guy? And he talks some, oh, you don't want to know. I'm like, Negro, it is $1,000. What the heck is wrong with y'all? He's talking some, you don't want to know, as if it's something extreme. So then Taylor is like, well, no. She's like, I do want to know. And Chance has the nerve to tell her, if we ain't married, don't be asking me about my business. While he laying up there looking dirty and dusty in her bed, eating her food in her house, I would have been like, well, if I can't ask you nothing, get the heck out of my house. Are you crazy? Like, Taylor, come on now. Come on. What is wrong with you? So, what else Chance said? He gets on my nerves. So Taylor says, you need to start treating me better. You need to start treating me with respect. You need to talk to me about things. And she was like, the reason I'm not marrying you is the fact that I don't want to marry you and then find out something later about you that I didn't know before we got married. This is the only smart thing that Taylor is doing, in my opinion, not marrying this guy, because I feel like as soon as she marries him, she gonna accumulate all this debt. He gonna run her credit into the ground. He already is trashing her house. He already got this Bobo character riding past her house, threatening her family. Now she's tied to him because they got a son together. Like, ever since you have met him, Taylor, it's just been boop, 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 down in the dumps. And I cannot believe that she just cannot see it. It's just ridiculous. What after that? Taylor says, I don't want, yeah. And basically, she didn't want to marry him because of those things. And I just don't understand. I don't understand why women do this. We all, right, have made bad decisions with a man. We all have probably loved a man or wanted to be with a man more than we should have, right? But you get that light bulb moment and it comes on and you're just over it. You're just like, I'm done with that. And then you grow, you live, you move on, and you don't make those bad decisions anymore. But Taylor, in my opinion, she is just sitting up here letting this man wreak havoc all over her life, and she feels it. We had that intuition, right, women? We had that inside intuition that lets us know something ain't right. She knows something is not right with Chance, but instead of her saying to herself, let me get this man away from my children, out of my house, I don't want to deal with him, she sits up here and puts up with it, hoping, I guess, that he would change. And I'm like, he's not going to. He's a narcissist. He's disrespectful. Then he's sitting up here, when she walk away, she goes out of the room after they had their little disagreement. He's up there talking, so throwing like a tantrum or something. I'm like, so what is he, 3 years old? What is going on? It's just, he's annoying. He's annoying. And I knew when they were coming back on this season that he was going to try my last nerve. Tasha says, right, what was that? Right. He was sitting up there throwing a little fit like that. I was like, what? So Taylor, I don't know what to say to you, girl. I hope the best for you. I hope that you wake up and realize to get this man out of your house. I mean, is the pain that good or what is going on? Get him out of there. He sucks. And sidebar disclaimer. I mean, not disclaimer. What was I about to say? I drew a fart that quick. Oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I heard they not even really together. I heard Chance end up hooking up with some 20-some-year-old girl or something like that. And he been up here kicking it with her. Probably the 24-year-old is the only one that can equal up to his brain capacity. Chance is 42. He up here talking to a 24-year-old. I'm like, seriously, sir? Child. And Taylor, I also heard that she has started doing OnlyFans. Like, it's just going down and down and down. And in the midst of their drama and chaos, the children are involved. Tasha says, just kicking the bed, LOL. My 5-year-old does that when she's not ready for bed. Exactly. Tasha also says, I've been hearing that too. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't understand it. It's just like their whole relationship is chaotic. And it's like, Taylor, you can't blame nobody but yourself. Because this man showed you on several seasons how he was. And it just went from bad to worse to worse to worse. You know, and it's just ridiculous. But anyway, y'all, that is my review of Life After Lockup. That was my last couple. If you're joining me for the live, welcome everybody. If you're joining me for the replay watchers, thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for hanging in there with me. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I am going to be doing, I did a Christmas giveaway. I'm going to do another video about the Christmas giveaway, or I might do a short. If I do call your name in the short, please watch the short. If I do call your name in the short, I'm going to link my email address to the short. Please, please, please send me your address so that I can ship you out a free pair of jewelry. I'm choosing 5 new subscribers and old subscribers. I'm going to look at my subscriber list, but I'm sending 5 pieces of jewelry to 5 subscribers for Christmas. I do sell jewelry as well. It can kind of look like these. It can kind of look like this choker, but I have several beautiful pieces and I want to bless 5 people for Christmas. So please, 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 if your name is called on that short, make sure that you email me your address information so I can send it to you. The way the post office is set up, y'all know I work for the post office. I don't know if you're going to be able to get the item before Christmas, but just know I'm going to make an announcement today. Probably in a few minutes, I'm going to do a short. I'm going to make an announcement with those winners. And on, what's today? Sunday? Tomorrow. Or when I get your emails in. When I get them in and you send me your address, I would definitely go ahead and I will ship your item out as a Christmas present from Redefine Me channel. So I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video as well. Make sure your notifications is on so whenever I go live, you can know when I am live. And I think that's all the housekeeping. I don't think I have anything else, y'all. I love y'all. Happy Sunday. And y'all have a good, happy evening. Thank y'all for joining me. Thank you, Miss Tasha, for commenting in the live. Thank y'all for joining me. Bye now.